Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another reading. So it is 2026, Happy New Year, and I figured I might as well do what I did last year for the 2025 predictions and see what I think is going to happen in the world globally, just anything the cards feel like they need to tell us about what to expect in 2026 and some of the main issues and things we will be focusing on and stuff that will happen. So it'll be a general worldly prediction here. I'm really excited. We'll see how accurate these are in the next year. I mean, I feel like we just got past all of the holidays and it's been really stressful. I know for me, I spent a lot of money, a lot more money than I thought I would. But luckily, I've been having a lot of help. I've been trying to invest in my own content to make it better for you guys and more enjoyable, which means that I need better products and better things like cameras and lighting. So I've been having to budget. And since I struggle with a budget, Rocket Money has been incredibly helpful with me doing just that. So thank you, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video. So if you don't know by now, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that saves you time and money by helping cancel subscriptions, help you create a custom budget, and check your spending across all accounts, all in one place. So as you know, I have a budgeting goal to make sure I have enough money to reinvest in my content to make it better for you guys. And so Rocket Money really helps me with creating that budget because I can kind of see what I'm spending and then sort of see how much I'm spending per category or whatever something is categorized as. And if you know anything about me, you know I have a huge sweet tooth, so I spend a little bit too much on pastries and cookies and candy, and having the accountability through the app and visually seeing it all like a bird's eye view is extremely helpful. Rocket Money also sends you personal insights. That way you can see things like frequent spend, where perhaps you can identify some areas that may need some optimization, to put it nicely. AKA things that I may be spending a little bit too much on that I shouldn't. It's all about accountability in 2026. What can I say? The app also has weekly or monthly spending reports, which are fantastic for accountability. So on top of tracking all of your spending, Rocket Money also allows you to categorize things. It's really good for organization. You can add custom categories or notes or tags towards some of the things that you purchase. That way you can remember what they are or what their intended use is. For example, sometimes when I purchase something that is for my content, it's a tax deductible. So I can put a little tax deductible tag next to it and I can remember that for the end of the year. I have a lot of recurring monthly subscriptions for a lot of things, and I'd be forgetting. Rocket Money automatically tracks your subscriptions and puts them all in a singular list. You're able to cancel subscriptions within the app with just a few taps. It's fantastic when you sign up for a free trial and you're supposed to cancel before it starts charging you, but you forget. So don't miss out. Rocket Money is free to download, but you can get a free premium trial if you use my link to sign up. Go to rocketmoney.com/Antphrodite or click the link in the description. Now remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainment purpose only, and let's get started. Also, if you really like the content, there's a ton more that you're missing out on. You need to join the YouTube members. Pick a card, story times, you can win a reading from me. There is stuff on angels, demons, heaven, hell, extra Taylor Swift and celebrity videos. There's a Discord, book club, join button down below. All right, so let's just see in general what I pull for 2026. Peace. So the Two of Wands and the Hierophant, that's a follow through and commitment. There's some sort of peace between warring nations, so to speak. There's some sort of peace, maybe a peace treaty type vibe. Like there's some sort of like coming to an agreement. Whenever we look at the Two of Wands, that's about friction. So two people that are fighting. The Hierophant is about a commitment, and the Sun is upright, which is about happiness. So there's a few things going on here. I think this is twofolded. One, I do think that something political or geographical, something in big words there, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like nations or something like that. Like I do see two people or two entities getting along that haven't. There's some sort of peace or understanding there with the Hierophant. So it could be something like maybe one of, our, like America's ops or a different place's ops. I don't know, but there's some sort of like peace. I don't know if it's going to be super quick. The Hierophant and the Sun is about really having to work on coming to an agreement, but there is some sort of peace, at least at some some part of the year, there is a peace there, especially with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords to me is about like impure intentions. The Eight of Swords is a victim of circumstances, and the Queen of Cups is about emotional moments. So for me, maybe some sort of issue. I don't know if I would say tragedy. Usually that's more along the lines of like having to fold. So circumstances cause us to fold and work together. So it's going to be interesting how that manifests. Now, I will also say this does feel like it's a double-edged sword, meaning I feel like it translates to pop culture. There seems to be a long-standing pop culture beef that might have a happier ending than we're used to. I mean, it's going to be messy, but there might be a happy ending to a pop culture beef between two people. Maybe even a collab. Okay, High Priestess reversed, Five of Wands, and King of Cups. There is a public figure that people really love, that they really are attached to, that is going to be exposed and fall off the pedestal hardcore and lose all support. Someone here who has been living a double life. King of Cups energy. I guess it could be a potential water sign, but that's more so just someone people are really emotionally invested in. Huge falling off a pedestal. They are not who they say they are. Seven of Wands being reversed, Nine of Pentacles reversed, and Five of Swords makes me feel like, ooh. Seven of Wands, not an underdog, Nine of Pentacles. There is some sort of scandal with apps. Maybe a specific app, maybe a dating app. I don't know. It could be Tinder, Grindr, Hinge. I don't know. There's some sort of scandal related towards that. And I also feel like there's some sort of exposing of like gathering our data when it comes to love. Something manipulative when it comes to relationships and data and apps. Something to do with that. I wonder if it has to do with a new thing being created and exposing the old system of dating or something like that. But there's something to do with like bots or collecting of information when it comes to dating apps and things of that nature. And an exposing, or maybe even a huge scandal. Maybe even one of the CEOs. Two of Swords is upright, Four of Wands, and Devil. Two of Swords. Separation, home and family, Devil. Clarification. Okay. Well, it's not all going to be sunshine and roses, right? We're going to be having a lot of tough conversations, and we're already having this, but we're going to have a lot of tough conversations about immigration and borders and things of that nature. I feel like that's going to be a really big one. You know, we have a lot of stuff happening with ICE and stuff like that, and you are going to see a lot of conversations about immigration. It just seems like that's going to be a really hot button topic. Two of Swords, the Four of Wands, because to me that's about the nuclear family and, you know, the modern day version of that, and there's like pushback, so I feel like that's going to be a really big political hot button topic, like more so than even now. I'm wondering if there's going to be conversations about what's next or what's going to happen next or who's next, things like that. Like, we are going to be talking about that. It seems like that's probably going to be the biggest talking point next year for political people. It seems like that's going to be like the biggest debate. Especially with the Tower and the Queen of Swords, which is about somebody admitting, there's some sort of admission of like failure. Like, this didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out. This isn't working the way I wanted it to work. So there's an admission of failure. All Legend Frontier only. Okay. Four of Swords, Page of Wands reversed, and Six of Cups. Someone took credit for something someone else did. I'm not sure if it's political or not, but there's a big scandal about taking credit for something someone else did. I mean, it could be something as simple as like music and ghostwriting, but it could also just be something political. I can't tell, but there's it's like a meme about taking credit for something someone else did. There's a meme here. All right, Ten of Wands, reverse, Two of Cups, and Lover's card. Well, that's kind of boring. I feel like that's a basic prediction, but it's there. A couple that everyone loves is going to break up. But why do people care that much? Ten of Wands is a release of a burden. People love this couple. Why would they care that much? Emperor. Someone has a lot of power, influence. Very prominent figure. Nine of Swords. Well, I guess they're influential. Sometimes it's hard to tell if they're like super famous or if they're just really popular. Like, it's hard to tell, right? Because like, I'm sure Mr. Beast is really popular to children, right? But not to everyone else. So it's like, it's hard to tell with that. But I will say this person does have power and influence in some capacity. Nine of Swords being reversed and Death card tells me that whoever it is was living a double life. So it's going to be kind of shocking, and someone's going to trash the other person because they're not who they say they are. It's kind of going to get ugly, actually. Yep, Nine of Wands. It's going to get really ugly. Like, who did you knock up? Or who did you do this with? Or who did you do that with? Like, it's like, yeah, it's going to get ugly. Serial cheater vibes, actually. So there's that. Let's see what else I pull. This is fun. Three of Wands, World Reverse, and Seven of Cups. People are going to reject a lot of stuff that's being fed to them, content-wise, entertainment-wise, information-wise. We're already starting to see that, but you're going to see a lot of people being conscious of who made things. Like, this was produced by this person, I don't like it. This was written by this person, I don't like it. This was put on this channel, I won't watch it because it's on this channel. There's a lot of like pickiness, and people are really going to be looking more towards like smaller productions, smaller indie things, indie artists, stuff like that. Like, I think people are going to be more conscious of who's making the art. But I will also say Three of Wands in the world tells me that people are going to latch on to something from a different country. You know how we kind of got obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters, and it's a lot of stuff from Korea? You're going to see that again. I'm not sure if it's going to be Korea again or if it's going to be like Sweden or something, but there's going to be an obsession with something maybe European or, I don't know, Australian. I don't know. There's just like an obsession with something that's going to blow up from a different country or a person. Maybe it's Zara Larson. Manifest. Six of Wands, Eight of Wands, and Ace of Swords. Our beauty standards are going to massively change. Six of Wands, Eight of Wands, and Ace of Swords. We're stealing, or I guess I should say influenced by someone else's beauty standard. Some other country or some other fashion. There's a beauty standard change. Like a trend, but beauty standard related. I know this happens all the time, but the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Wands tells me that like this is something that when it goes viral or when it goes like popular and everyone's wearing it, all celebrities and stuff are doing this thing, people who live wherever this is from are going to be like, bitch, what? I've been doing that forever. I guess that's kind of a lame prediction, but it's there. I'm just saying what I see, yo. I'm just saying what I see. Don't get mad at me. Star, Ten of Cups reverse, and King of Swords. Ten of Cups is an unhappily ever after. Star is about celebrity. And King of Swords. Is that a coming out? It is. Somebody gay as hell. I think there's a shocking coming out story here it's a guy. There's a shocking coming out of a guy. Knight of Pentacles and Page of Swords. Look at that. Not worth fighting about or fighting for anymore. I think that whoever this is may have gotten sloppy and got caught and may be getting exposed and has to beat them to the punch and come out. Yeah, I will tell you this. Star tells me that this person is very popular, but very attractive. And I don't know how long they've been dabbling, but even if they dabbled for a while, they're newly realizing that this is really who they are. I mean, they're going to use it as a marketing advantage. It's smart, but yeah, they really are, though. They're coming out. I wonder if they're going to do it. The magician sometimes is through communication. I wonder if they're going to do it through a song. Could be a singer. But I mean, it could also just be through an interview or through a video or a clip or something because it's communication wise. So, but they're going to do it on their terms. Maybe not exactly when they'd like to because they might have to beat somebody to the punch, but it's there. There's a data breach with an app or something that people purchase from that's going to cause a lot of chaos. Some sort of data breach. Page of Pentacles is about getting their information or their credit card or something. Some sort of data breach or scam with a giant app. The internet is there. The Wheel of Fortune. And we'll do like one or two more. Queen of Wands, Empress, Six of Pentacles. Oh, shit. Is that women's health? It is. I also think women's health is going to be a big focus this year. Women's health, women's rights, things of that nature, because Empress is like motherhood. Queen of Wands is about your body. And the Six of Pentacles is about lack of accountability and changing of things. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of conversations about women's health, women's reproductive rights, a lot of conversations about their rights or what they should or shouldn't do. There's going to be a lot of conversation about that, a lot of debate. I will say, don't stress out because it's going to work out in a lot of women's favor, but there's vested interest in this conversation financially. Almost like if I cause chaos about this conversation, I can propose a lot of solutions that will benefit me monetarily. So don't be afraid or scared that like women are going to lose rights or women are going to, don't be afraid of that. I feel like that's all chaos because they already have a solution that they're going to utilize that will benefit them financially. I don't know if it's really going to change too much of our everyday. I just feel like it's a manipulative talking point to line pockets. I don't think they actually are going to fall through with things like that. It's just a way to rile the people up so they can give the solution that they already want. That'll line their pockets. King of Pentacles is reversed. It's just a way of monetizing women's issues, which is fucked up, but it's there. Now, this will be the last thing I say. The King of Pentacles is there. It's reversed. The Four of Cups is reversed. And the Eight of Cups. It's going to happen. The Eat the Rich will absolutely be at its peak. Absolutely be at its peak. Do not flaunt your wealth if you have wealth this year. Don't do it. The Eat the Rich will be worse than it was last year. Way worse, actually. This will be the year of the tipping point with the Eat the Rich. The King of Pentacles, that's about like destroying things. So it's like if you have the Met Gala, they might vandalize it. Or if you have this, they might cause issues. Stuff like that. It's like, oh, this is where all the wealthy people are going. I want to make a statement. I'm going to, how, because what I'm seeing is like when PETA used to like, they would like throw stuff on people. Remember they threw stuff on Kim Kardashian at the red carpet to make a statement? I see a lot of shit like that when it comes to the rich. I don't know if I see harm. I think it just seems more like I want to make a statement. When those two people like threw stuff on Soup or whatever on the painting at the Louvre or whatever the fuck, like it's like stuff like that. You're going to see a lot of people being like, I've had it. Yeah, there's going to be a lashing out at the wealthy more so than ever before. In fact, I actually think that people are going to be more angry at a lot of the wealth stuff than they are going to be about political talking points. I guess they kind of go hand in hand. The way my accent just came out when I said talking. I guess they kind of go hand in hand, but I just see people being like hyper-focused on the economic divide because I think this year is really going to force people to be like, I can't take it anymore. And I get it. I empathize. But yeah, I would say if you are an influencer and your brand is showing your wealth, don't. You might want to rebrand because that is going to cause a lot of issues. And I think it's just going to seep into everything. When I tell you people are going to say, I don't care, you're rich, yeah, that's going to be their talking point. That's going to be their hyper focus. And I think most of our conversations this entire year are going to be centered around wealth and the wealth gap. And I think more people are going to be conscious of it than ever before. I know we've always talked about it, but even the people that are normally naive or oblivious to it are going to be conscious of it, and they will have had it. People are going to be fighting back with their dollars. So If there's anything in specific you want me to see if I can predict, like something specific you have a question about, let me know. Maybe I'll do another video trying to nail a specific thing about a celebrity or an event or whatever. But we'll see how accurate these are. Join the YouTube members if you really like that. And until next time, bye guys. And once again, thank you so much, Rocket Money, for sponsoring today's video. If you want to get started for free, all you have to do is go to rocketmoney.com/Antphrodite or click the link in the description.